Howdy. How's it going? Got through Christmas all right? Boxing Day today. Just going out on the bike for a little ride. Very quiet in the forest today. Most people are at home still eating the leftovers, I guess. My trouble is probably when I was a kid I used to have to go to church every Sunday and I had quite a strict Catholic upbringing. So as soon as I have a bit of fun, drink too much, eat too much, say too much, and I've got to go out and give myself a good beating, a good punishing up in the woods. And getting out on the bike gives every cell in your body a good beating. Even cells that you didn't think did anything wrong, like the cells in your leg or the cells in your little finger. Totally innocent cells, but they still get a beating. A chemical beating. Probably kill me one of these days, these bike rides, but it's a nice way to go. Yeah, so each one of those cells is like, you see those Muslims, when they walk around beating themselves on the back with little knives and chains till they're bleeding. Well, that's basically what I'm doing, but a bit less brutal, but all the same. Penitente, penitente, penitente. A couple of days ago I made a video and I showed myself screwing a stick onto a plank for mother-in-law's Christmas present. And some guy commented, he says, "Are you taking the piss, giving someone a branch for Christmas? A branch screwed onto a piece of wood?" And maybe he was right, but it was a very nice branch. And if I'd have gone to the usual shop and maybe bought some injected resin little Christmas thing that looks absolutely real, but it just comes from a machine in China, squirting out. A couple of people got work, some people made some money, made a trip around the whole world. And sometimes I think there's more intrinsic beauty in the little branch screwed to the plank than a lot of this fancy rubbish that you buy in the shop as gifts for Christmas. And the funny thing is, in German, gift means poison. They're giving the Christmas gifts, giving out the Christmas poison. It's like I'm probably just a fuddy-duddy, but that's the way it is. So what is not good today, I've forgotten my water bottle, so I've got nothing to drink. I'm already dying of thirst. Penitente, penitente, penitente. Just another way I'm beating myself for no reason. But it looks like we're coming out of the forest here. See what's up on top of this hill. I have to get something sorted out for this bike with the camera. I always find those GoPros and those type ones, the fisheye effect gets on my nerves. I think it's good, but not too much, not as strong as they are on the GoPro. More, just a bit of wide angle would be good. not as much, so it distorts everything. I'd like to be able to find a little stream or something, yeah. I'm not drinking anything at the moment. Sweat's pouring out of me like a pig in a plastic mac. Yeah, it's a funny old thing, this YouTube, putting up videos every other day and walking through woods and babbling on about stuff. But people can say you're wasting your life and what you're bothering for, why are you doing it? But sometimes your YouTube world can impinge on your real world. Now, possibly this was just a joke, but a couple of people I follow on YouTube, Joe and Stevie Jacko, they put up a video saying they were going to get married. Well, that could be a joke, I'm not sure. And if it's not a joke, it's cool, I think, because they met on YouTube and met up at a couple of meetups and now they're getting married. So, voila, the YouTube life becomes real life. And you want to make a video that's integral somehow. You've got to remember that they are real people on YouTube. Behind that screen. I hope this thing's safe. Oh, fuck me. So I feel like a little baby in a pram looking out here. I have to excuse the munching, I've got to stick some energy powers in there. As I said, I forgot my water. My mouth's as dry as something. To eat this mandarin and get a bit of juice out of it. I have had my Brazil nuts already. Yeah, it's all well and good, the internet world. But sometimes you've got to come out and get some proper reality. Like this big, dark, Teutonic forest. Sitting all alone. Been watching quite a lot of films over Christmas. And don't speak with your mouth full, sorry. And with all that stuff at Sandy Hook, all that killing stuff in America with guns and gun control. Things in the paper. I've just been noticing, I watched Last Watch. I watched Rango. It's like a kids film, CGI thing. And just about every single film you watch, even if it's a kids film in America, they're always packing heat for some reason. Instead of opening the door, they rather shoot a lock off the door because it makes it more interesting. It's better theatre or whatever you want to call it. It's more cinematic than just going and opening the door with the handle. It looks better if you shoot the lock off. But it's so all prevailing now, it's unbelievable. Every 5 minutes there's got to be a scene with a Mexican standoff, all the guns together, and all these little noises of leather rapping and the buckles of the gun tingling and the sound of the bullet going into the breech, all these effects. And if you look at it sort of subjectively, it is pretty crazy. And I love films with guns in. I love films like Reservoir Dogs with loads of people getting shot, but when you look at it, it is quite strange because there's a whole world of difference between an exciting camera shot with a Mexican standoff and everyone pulling out their shooters than it would be in real life. In real life, the guns always sound pretty cheap, don't they? And it's all over and done with really quick. Getting dark now. Get how short the days are at this time of year. Bloody hell. Right, way up. It's a nice pile as well. Have I told you about my theory about wood? This is my theory about wood. It's like, if you ever get a microscope when you were a kid and you look at everything. First of all, you look at your hair, and you look at bits of grass, and you look at bits of wood, and it's all the same, isn't it, when it's magnified? Now look at this pile of wood here. That just looks like a bundle of muscle fibres to me. It's not much difference. If you look at one of those mummies that they found in the glaciers, and there's usually a little bit of the shoulder or the arm sticking out, rotting away, and you see all the fibres dried out, and it looks just like wood. And if you think about it, apples and nuts, they're only a form of softwood, aren't they? It's kind of softwood that we can eat. And all the food we eat, really, the grains, rice, wheat, bread, it's just grass seeds, and grass is like a simple form of wood as well. And I guess if you looked in a brain and you looked at all those dendrons are they called, which is Greek for tree anyway, those little branches in your brain where your nerves all join together, that's pretty similar to wood. Now if you look at that tree there, that's just like the inside of a brain, really, how all those little things branch out and touch each other. Or if you turn it upside down, now you've got a nice lung hanging there. So the connection that we've got with wood is quite deep if you think about it. Because if we think about apples and nuts and seeds, all the things that we eat, everything that we eat's lived at one point, they're all forms of digestible wood. And our bodies ourselves are just an evolved form of wood as well. So that's the good thing about being in the woods. You can take it on quite a lot of levels, really. You can make it up as you go along, like I do. But as long as you find the truth there and you're happy with it, it's all well and good. Yeah, wood. Let's go on a little bit. I'll think of some more things about wood as well. It's a bit muddy here, so I have to watch out a bit. I don't know what the wind noise is like today because I'm trying out a new idea. I've got a little mic there, and I'm not sure if it's catching the wind. Yeah, so they've been doing quite a lot of wood felling here for the last few days. And that's my path there, but just want to have a look at some of these logs here. Because there's a few lads few subs, and we're often, quite a lot of us are gardening types, or people with wood stoves, or people who do wood turning. So it's nice to get back to base also with them people. Just have a look, see what the forest is producing. As well, that's getting back to wood. It's our homeland as well, isn't it? Living in forests, I suppose. And then you've got other things to think about. Think about an apple, for example. Once again, a piece of sweet, soft wood that we can eat. But not only that, we're all designed for each other as well. You look at your hand, perfectly designed to grab hold of an apple. And look at your eyes, attuned to the colour of fruit, ripe fruit. The red sticks out like crazy. You want to grab the red, ripe fruit. So that's your eyes developed through the influence of wood. Your hand shape's been developed. Your body shape's been developed from swinging through trees. So, you can do quite a lot of philosophical thoughts around a simple piece of wood. That's what I was saying about looking at things with a microscope. You see these logs here. If you look at hair, a bunch of hair under a microscope looks exactly the same. It's all this fibrous matter. A wonder matter. And that brings me back to this branch that I gave my mother-in-law screwed to a plank. And to me, because that branch has got much more meaning, because you can look at the branch and think about it and dally down these little philosophical ways thinking about the wood. And if it's a nice branch, it's beautiful anyway, because most things in nature are beautiful. Like these colours on here are not so beautiful. These bright colours that's where the owners put a number on there, who the wood's going to. Some people just order a whole tree, or maybe 5 or 6 trees, and that'll be done for 3 or 4 years wood, and they cut them up themselves, and that's the cheapest way of doing it. And now we get the epiphany, because the sun's come out, because we've been talking nice about the wood. Yeah? See? It's magic. So I'll go down this other path, and I think this is the right way. I wouldn't fancy this job though. It's a hard job working in the forest doing wood. You have to be strong. Yeah, it's still winter even though it's relatively mild. We've got about 10 degrees today, but I've been riding up the hill for the last 3/4 of an hour, and now I'm just gliding down, and even though I've got a sort of Aldi high-tech sports gear on, it's still a bit chilly when you've been wet and sweaty, and you're just going downhill then and start cooling off pretty quick. There's a cute little wagoner, just right size for if you wanted to do a prepper. That's what remember that wood we just saw up there, that's what they go for their cup of coffee, and the woodmen you're out in the woods and it's all snowy, you want to have a little nice place you can come and have something to eat. So they've usually got a little stove in there and they've got plenty of wood to burn, and they'll be happy as a bug in a rug in there.